Hi, and welcome back to Frequency Intuitive. Today's pick a card is about this is your sign. When I prep for the readings, Spirit will just say the title of the video, and they were saying, this is your sign, this is your sign, this is your sign. So, okay, if you ask for a sign, this is your sign. So I don't know what that video will entail. I'm curious. Are we gonna talk about more about it? What you were asking for the sign? I don't know. We'll see. Pile 1. Also, if you saw my last video I posted where I had my face and I was talking about how I'm going to put up more face-to-face videos, I had to rethink that. Spirit and I were having conversations about it, and I was like, wait, am I doing a whole different channel for that? And I have to, that's more in development. So I hit it just because I don't want to make false promises on this channel if I'm going to end up putting all face-to-face on a completely different channel and just leave this as pick a cards because I don't want to dilute the content here as this builds. Anyway, I'm sure you're not that interested, but just in case you're wondering. So pile 1, this is your sign. If you chose the pink, not if you chose, if you're drawn to the pink rose quartz teardrop, the card here is the Sovereign. The Sovereign. Pile 2, it's this kind of cool crystal. I'm not sure what it's called. And your card is Soul Work and the bee. Pile 1, it's like a crown. I'm sure you can see. And then pile 3 is Amethyst Point. And your card is Take Risk. I had a feeling that was going to come up. My spidey senses said so. Okay, so tune in and I will see you in your group. Take your time, pause it if you need to. Hi, group 1. Thanks for being here. You chose the Sovereign card and the Rose Quartz Teardrop, Gemstone, Raindrop, and the Sovereign. Did I say that already? I don't know what's going on. So if you asked for a sign, let's get some information about openness. Interesting, that came out really fast. About what you were asking for a sign for. Maybe there's something going on in your life. I don't know. You'll know that you were like, I don't know if I should move forward with this, whatnot, and will not, and how not. Happy family. Okay, so now we're getting like more to the crux of the matter here. So if that's about what you're asking about, then I would stay here. If you're like, not really, I would listen for a few more and see. Okay, the World. I don't like when I get the World. Not because it's a bad card at all. It's a great card. I just find it to be one of the most, it's like the moon to me. I find it to be one of the most like haziest cards to read because there's just so many meanings, but we'll get your meaning. Maybe maybe that is a sign for you. Maybe it was about travel for you, or I don't know. But what we're going to find out. More information for pile 1, please. And about the sign they asked for. See, I feel like this is about a job opportunity or something, and it affects your family, or it affects your potential future family, because now you have card 6, material and spiritual prosperity in the sacral chakra. I'm just getting a lot of pentacle energy here, like this affects your 3D world, like it has something to do with, like I said, your current family dynamic or the future family you're trying to build. And there's the World cards giving me like options, travel, some sort of movement, kind of like the world is your oyster. Like there's something that you're like, should I do this? Like you may have messages in pile 3 with take risks, my guides are saying. Also, this could have to do with building a family. So if you wanted a sign about whether having a family, if you're looking to build your family or grow your family or adopt or get a pet, or you're trying to get pregnant or anything like this, the happy family card coming out. Or if you're having some sort of strife in your family and you're like, how can this be resolved? You're going through a divorce or some sort of legal issues or just chaos in your family. You know, people could be struggling with many things within a family dynamic. Very common to have those type of issues. I know my family has the issues, you know, my like family I was born into. So if that's your question, this is showing happy family. So whatever you're kind of asking about, there's a very positive rainbow and kind of harmony showing here, as well as material and spiritual prosperity. So whatever you're kind of asking about, it's saying that it is going to be very financially beneficial for you, and as well it's going to bring spiritual growth and development. But I don't want to overlook this sovereign card and this openness card. The sovereign, basically, if you're not familiar with that word, it basically means you are autonomous onto yourself. You make your own decisions. Your energy and your spirit is, and your auric field and presence is sovereign. It cannot be, messed with. It cannot be destroyed. It cannot, it's its own entity, like they talk about a sovereign royalty, sovereign crown. That's why it's a crown imagery, that governing system, or king and queen system, is its own sovereign force, country governing its own people. So you are sovereign unto yourself. So this could be about making decisions that are also best for you, even if they affect other people, and remembering that. And then openness, I'm curious, a change in the wind. Yeah. So I think you know exactly what this is about, especially with the world and the change in the wind. You're at a crossroads. You have a decision to make. And you're looking for a sign about what the best thing is to do. Ooh. Okay. So you got, wow. Okay. You got a lot here. But the first one I saw was flexible. And you have the openness card. So when I was about to start talking about the openness card, I am seeing that perhaps what's kind of tripping you up a little bit is you might have, I don't know why I'm shouting today. I feel like I have to speak really loudly for you to hear me for some reason. But I'll just keep doing that until I feel not to. Yeah, you may have your mind kind of made up about something, and Spirit's just encouraging you to remain flexible and open. There could be other ways of doing this. Spirit could be bringing in other possible solutions, other avenues or doors opening that you don't see right now, which could resolve the hesitation that you're feeling for whatever reason. Okay, and then you have loyal heart and TikTok. Yeah. So loyal heart here with this happy family card. I'm not really super happy with how these cards are not fitting. Just bear with me while we make room. Yeah, for some of you, there's some concern about things fitting, like maybe the house that they're offering you, just as a random example, won't fit all members of your family, or this office space there, it won't work for your current business. Just as a side note. But these things are going to be resolved. That's why Spirit's saying remain open, remain flexible. But you have loyal heart here. So if you were worried, because again, with the happy family dynamic, it is showing that there are people here supporting you, who believe in you, who are going to stick by you. So if that was a concern, don't have that concern. It's showing here that the family dynamic or the harmony part of it is there, and these people are going to remain loyal to you. But just remain flexible and open to other ideas. And it definitely is showing a change in TikTok. So there is something about timing or time, or making a decision, or not letting time run out, that I would be aware of. I think your reading is very clear. We're not doing super long readings today because the topic is kind of to the point. This, if you were looking for a sign, this is showing what it's showing, a positive outcome for making this decision, but remaining flexible. We'll just see if there's anything else that wants to pop out that might help you. Oh yeah, with this sacral chakra, I feel like this has to do a little bit with your, like I said, pentacle energy, with your feeling of like security. That's the base chakra, but with the sacral chakra, it could also be fertility, right? That's our creative center. So this could be, like I said, parenthood or planning for. It is showing, maybe look into sacral chakra healing if you want like a little extra energetic, oomph behind your belief about it, to just cleanse and activate. That will definitely help spirits saying. But if this is not about a family situation and it's about a creative endeavor, again, getting very creative. This is where ideas are born, tuning into spirit and remaining open to the ideas and inspirations that come there. Oh, sorry, that was really loud. Sadness. And mystery. I'm not going to take that in reverse. Yeah. So I see what's holding you back. For one, it's the element of the unknown, right? There's always going to be mystery when you make a different move, when there's a change in the wind, when you have to kind of uproot your current way of being. And I believe that there is something that's holding you back, that's making you feel like it would be sad. Either it's you feel like there would be a loss of this partnership or family. What is? There's like something making a noise that I've never heard before. Or some other thing that's making you feel like you would be making someone else sad, or you would feel sad. But Spirit's encouraging you. Let me just get a clarification card on that, because I'm feeling that Spirit's encouraging you. Sorry, there's like a rattling, but I don't know what possibly could be rattling. Anyway, that Spirit's encouraging you to not be concerned about that. For some reason, like that's not going to be the case. The person's either going to come with you or be on the same page as you, or you could do it long distance. I am seeing travel. I don't know why the world is really just giving me travel or like relocation. Anything else about this sadness? Ooh. Okay, your last two cards here. The energy is gaining momentum, waxing moon, and luck is on your side. Guys, it's really this is a positive reading. So if you were asking about this thing, this relocation, taking a job, making a decision, building a family, I don't know exactly what it is. There's too many options because it's a collective reading that I'm tuning into. But whatever this kind of risk, that's why I said you may want to watch pile 3 for more information, because it's taking risks, it's showing a positive outcome. Like I said, it's indicating that a change is needed or required, and there is some sort of timeliness involved to remember that you are sovereign and that your decisions are your decisions, and that yes, they're going to affect other people, and it's wonderful and it's kind and it's compassionate to consider other people when you're making your decisions, but ultimately you need to look within, consult with your own higher self, your own spirit team, and make those decisions based on what's best for your own sovereign energy. You cannot allow people to influence decisions, especially really life-changing decisions that you feel are what you need. If you feel, just make sure that you're in a high vibrational state, a state of clarity when you're making these discernments, because if you're in a low state of anxiety, that's not a clear place, right? So you're going to maybe make decisions, you're definitely going to make decisions that maybe aren't even for your highest good because you're not seeing clearly. So I know it can be difficult, but find a time when you're sitting enjoying a cup of tea on your porch, or going for a walk, or you're working out, or you're driving, and you feel like that neutral state, and then bring it up with your spirit crew, guides. I call mine my crew, but guides, team, angels, God, source, your higher self, your inner being, whatever you call that non-physical support that is there, and say, like, I asked for a sign. I saw this reading. This is what I'm concerned about. Show me the solution that is beneficial for all, and you will be led to that path. I promise you. You could journal about it. It'll come to you in your dreams. You'll receive it like what I call an airdrop. If you have an Apple phone, you can airdrop pictures and documents to other Apple users. My spirit team airdrops things. Some people call it a download. It'll just kind of drop into your awareness, and you'll be like, oh, I know what to do. That is what will happen. If you ask, you will receive. I promise you. But yeah, it's looking positive. It's looking harmonious. There's loyalty here. There's happiness here. The advices remain open and flexible. Luck is on your side, and the energy is gaining momentum. So you're going to need to make a move. Don't rush yourself, but I can feel there is some sort of timeliness to this. Not like you can miss the train, another one will come around, but just be aware if you're ready to jump on that train, then jump on that train, literally or figuratively. Okay, y'all, I hope that helped you. If you're going to another pile, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. You chose the soul work card and this crystal. And if you asked for a sign or if you just clicked on this reading, let's get you more information about what's going on with that. This could be a sign you asked for about your soul's work. What's my soul's purpose? Should I do this, do that type of question? Should I follow this flow? Nice. I love the flow card. I love flow. Period. Ooh. Diligence. Okay. Let's get more information about what this is on your mind, my friend. I did just see the broken heart card on the back, but I shuffled it before it came into my awareness. So if that has to do with you, some of you may be experiencing heartbreak and that's what you're asking about. Let's see. Oh, we have the thinking woman and magician in the mirror. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to reverse that. I'm going to put the magician with the flow card and the thinking woman with the diligence card. There seems to be a little bit of like duality energy here, polarizing energy, some about like kind of masculine, feminine energy, basically. And I mean that in the energetic sense, not gender specific, but the idea of the doing, the yang energy, diligence, hardworking, thinking things through, making sure that you have a plan, and then the yin energy with flow and magician energy, creative energy is what I'm getting to start out with. So I don't know if you're between these two states of mind or if Spirit's encouraging you to harness these two states of being. That you're going to need to oscillate between the two. You're going to need to be in a flow state, get your ideas, and then put them to work. Eight of Pentacles, for some reason, is coming to mind. Put it into practice. Get moving on it. There's a couple cards wanting to pop out here. I don't know why ice cream just popped into my head. I don't know if someone's eating ice cream or wants some. Fork in the road and poised. Okay, a lot of these have this fork in the road energy, like pile 1 also had a change in the wind. So I feel like a lot of people coming to this reading have that energy, of course, because you're looking for a sign. So it's like a should I, shouldn't I, will I, won't I, how should I? Can't remember which cards I got here. Let's get more information because it's not really very definitive right now. Kind of just setting the stage for what you're asking about. But yeah, there's this poised, which means you could be on the very verge of something. You're poised to on the edge of receiving something, recognition, fame, success, something kind of blowing up. It could be that you're in the spotlight, like a 6 of Wands energy. I don't know why the tarot keeps popping into my head, but some of you could be tarot readers or resonate with the tarot with those meanings. Oops, I hit the mic. Sorry. Universe 21. So another kind of flow magician card. Portals, voids, void states, potential, harmony. Okay, so you could have a message in pile 1. Pile 1 got a message that they could have a message in pile 3. Okay, you definitely could have a message in pile 1 because fertility and harmony came up there too. I feel like a lot of people are asking about this kind of family planning or creative work. Interesting. Okay, so if you're asking about parenthood, adopting, birthing a child, you're something about family, creating a family. If you're fertile, we'll just cover that first because that's not the only thing. This is the Empress card that this can mean. But that's the first thing on the table is that you have card 6, which is the Lovers, harmony, and you have card 3 here, fertility. This is a tarot deck just in another way that I love to use because I love when they show another kind of illustration and meaning of the card, It kind of gets more to the point sometimes and narrows down the the meaning for that particular reading. So this is showing, again, like I said, very similar to Pile 1, harmony. So you could be coming together with somebody, getting engaged, meeting somebody if you haven't met someone, getting married. But there is partnership here, some sort of partnership. Again, I'm only going to talk about the relationship aspect. Then we'll talk about, if that's not on the table, we'll talk about the work creative aspect, because that also has to do with sacral chakra, fertility, and all that. So that's showing here. So if you were asked about this, you have the Poise card. You could be on the verge of becoming a parent, if that's what you've been wanting. Again, or if you're asking about adoption or getting a pet or something like this, there is indication here that you are fertile, which means that you are going to be giving birth in whatever sense into this world, in whatever way that's meaningful to you. It doesn't mean you're actually giving birth. If that's not something that you want or on your plate, then it would be in a different way. Like I said, maybe you're getting a pet, maybe you're giving birth to a new relationship, but there definitely is this very strong connection between the harmony card and the fertility card coming out. So if you're single and you're looking for someone, and you're like, I want a sign, please show me, is this happening? Yeah, you're going to meet somebody, and this possibility you guys would want to build a family. If that's what's on the table. But you also have fork in the road, which means that you have a decision to make. So it could be that there's something that you're going to need to make a choice about in order for this to happen. Maybe you're in an unhappy relationship and you're like, I need to move on. Maybe you're in a relationship with someone and you're just wondering if this is ever going to happen. So you need to make a decision that, yeah, I'm committed. I'm going to stick with this person. I love this person. This relationship feels right to me and good to me. Whatever it is for you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you options of what this could mean to you. And then, so for those of you this has nothing to do with parenthood or a relationship or anything like that, because the soul work card is here, this could have to do, not that parenthood has nothing to do with your soul work. That's a huge part of your soul work. I'm just saying the other meaning of the card, if you're talking about a creative endeavor, this would be that you are coming up with this beautiful creative idea. You're birthing something new inside of you, which could be, like I said, a concept, a new lifestyle, a new business idea. You're going to go off on your own and start a new business, a creative project. And this is partnership. So this could be meeting that right partner, meeting the right collaborative people who will support you in this. But I definitely just see, I'm going to get a few more cards, but Spirit's just really showing me that this, for sure, this creative endeavor, it's going to be harmonious. It's going to be creatively successful, whatever this idea is that you've been asking about. But there's two sides to this. There's this flow, universe, magician in the mirror, trusting in the spiritual side of things, trusting in your ability to create your own reality, and trusting in the divine timing of the universe, where I say, like, meaning your guides and source energy and God, but where God, force, or source, whatever you believe in, the universe is working in your favor to allow this thing to come through in the perfect timing. And then there's, when do you take the action and when do you work on this thing? There's the thinking woman and diligence, making sure that you're doing what you need to do and what you can do to bring this thing forward without overdoing it to the point of burnout or trying to make the plans that, the universe knows the timing of, and getting in the way of that. But whatever this is, and you picked a soul work card, this is part of your divine path and your purpose in life. I believe that with the soul work card coming up here, this is a big part of your next step on your journey. And yeah, it is going to happen. I just heard some of you say, yeah, but is it going to happen? Like, it is going to happen. Magic, yeah. Pile 1 had this. No, Pile 1 had mystery. Guys, you have magic and magician. So I would, if you're worrying about the how, but how, and when, really start to call in magician energy. Just that feeling of, wow, I can't believe that happened. Wow. And the thing is, you would have to believe that it could happen in order for it to happen. But that feeling of, like, you're like I am a master manifester. Like, I created this. Like, I am so surprised and delighted by how this came through. Because that's the thing about being pregnant. Like, when I was pregnant, I didn't see that coming. I was just like, wait, what? Like, it's that feeling of, like, surprised and delighted. Like, it's unexpected. Magic is unexpected. And magic is also, you don't exactly understand how a magician did that. So allow that energy to come in. If you are, don't put roadblocks in your way. If this is about fertility, I talk about this on my channel frequently. They told me I couldn't have kids and I got pregnant the next month without trying. So please, I'm not saying don't listen to your doctors. I'm just saying don't tell yourself, don't put roadblocks and beliefs in your own mind. Adhere to, what medical professionals are telling you or whatever. Do whatever you can in the safest way possible that you feel led to. But then in your own mind, you say, I'm always open to all possibilities and to the magic and miracles of the universe. I am not the only person who has that story. If you Google that, there's thousands of people who say they were told the same thing. So if that is the case, and same with business, how many times are these famous people's plays and stories and movies and inventions rejected? Like Dr. Seuss's book was rejected like 27 times or something before the first person to. And same with like the Harry Potter series, and same with like all of these big. So if this is a creative project or endeavor, something you feel called to, trust in the magic of the universe. You sit down on the subway beside someone who says, hey, what is that you're writing? And that's a publisher for, you know what I mean? Like, let that magic come in. That's what I'm really feeling. I can feel it like in my solar plexus, like this really, really yellow golden energy, like bubbling, like when I'm talking about it. So it's really going to happen in a way that's unexpected to you. So just keep calling in that energy. I am open to the miracles and the magic of the universe. Remember how I said pile one had mystery? And when this card came up, I thought it was that. And I said, oh no, it was mystery. And now you got mystery. I would go watch pile one. I always say, trust your own intuition. But there's so many cards, like you have like 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 cards now that are very similar. So if you're from pile one, you know what I'm saying? Then this could just be shoring up that information. And if you haven't watched pile one yet, you might want to go back there to shore up this information. Really similar piles. I would say if you had a partner who also watches pick of cards, they probably watch the other pile. Like it's that kind of energy. It's just like 2 different perspectives of a very similar message. So I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that helped. If you're going to another group, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Be well. Hi, pile 3. Thanks for being here. You guys got take risks. So I'm very curious. So if you asked for a sign and you're here, let's find out. You know what? I'm going to stick with that. I was going to do it in the same order as the other groups. Yeah, balance, card 11. So number 11 could be meaningful to you. And in this particular card, temptation, so that's the devil card in traditional tarot. This is the temperance card. This card, it's showing the wand, the sword, the pentacle, and the cup, and balancing all these 4 elements in your life. So you could be looking to bring more balance in. You could be looking to break out of some sort of chains of something with this temptation card, something that feels like you're bound to it. It's kind of got a hold on you and you want to be released from it. That could be what this is about. Could be a relationship, a substance, a habit, a job, where you're like, oh, the money's good, but gosh, I don't feel good working here. Hostilities. Yeah, with the temptation card, I feel like something's come to a head and you're like, do I stay or do I go? I wanted to say go. Man holding a coin, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. Obviously, you have to tune into your own inner guides and higher self. I could never advise you outside of your own sovereignty because I'm not you. So I don't have your spirit team. I don't know your timeline. Even if I psychically sat with you and looked in, so deeply into a personal reading, I would still never feel comfortable advising you. I'm just telling you that always follow your highest passion, always follow your highest excitement. That's like a universal law. So if something doesn't feel like that, then most likely the best path for you is to step away from a situation that is hostile or that you feel bound by. Yeah, man holding a coin. I don't know if this is holding you here financially. That is a lack mentality, with peace and love, to think I can't leave this because this is the only way I'm going to make money. So this could be a lesson that the universe your guides are assisting you with learning, which is that the universe is abundant and you're abundant and you can be successful in many things. And this is not the only path, and you do not have to be miserable in order to be financially successful. That's one message coming through. New beginnings. Yeah. I'm getting that. And then you have flow on the back there that came up in pile 2. I'm getting that your question is, do I walk away from something? Do I risk walking away from this thing that I feel bound to, that I feel uncomfortable in, that there's hostile energy in order to bring more balance into my life? That's a new beginning. And the question is, which side do you believe this man holding a coin is on? Is it only on the side of the thing that you're in? Or can it also be in this new beginning energy? And the answer is yes, of course it can. Because the reason that the man holding the coin is there now, the reason you're abundant now, or that they're offering you money, or that you have a salary, whether or not you feel abundant, you may be like, but it's a man holding a coin. So however you're making your money, man or woman, it's just a figure on this card. It's called man holding a coin, but it can be a woman holding a coin. It can be anything holding a coin. It's just a pentacle card showing that whatever you've brought in currently, you can do that again. That you manifested your current level of wealth because of you, not because of this person paying you. It's because of you. You manifested that opportunity and you can do that again. Now, I'm not saying do this in a way that causes you financial strain or stress. You can do that over a period of months or years. You can make your way out of one thing and set up another thing. But if you want to make a decision, ultimately, simplicity, whether you're staying or going, that could be what this reading is about for you, that you asked for a sign. So there's also a white feather here, and you also have 11, like I said, which could be 2 signs. So this is indicating take a risk and go down the simpler path that's bringing more balance into your life. That would be the overarching message coming out here so far for whatever it is you've asked for a sign about. But it could require you to do something uncomfortable, like I said, leaving a position that you're comfortable in, moving, go the distance. That's interesting because it's kind of the opposite of New Beginnings card. If you take it in the sense of, they want it on this side. If you take it in the sense of go the distance, stay, like go the distance, stay and finish, what you started type thing. So that could be factoring in. Maybe you have a contract you have to finish out. And like I said, this is not something you have to leave tomorrow. So maybe this is a decision that you make internally, that I'm leaving this after my contract's done. I'm leaving this at the end of the year. I'm leaving once this project is done, but I just want to go the distance on this, finish this up. Or it could mean go the distance in terms of make this, like, go on this journey. Take this path, because this is in the Sahara Desert. There could be some travel involved. Maybe you have to change places, but this is a finish flag here showing like you're in a race and and keep going, So this could just be about going the distance in the sense of don't stop here at this one career, at this one business opportunity. Continue to look forward to where you're being called, to what you would consider the end of your race. Not the end, but like in a celebratory sense. Like, yay, I completed this. I didn't stop here. I didn't settle. Does that make sense? This one hopped off. Higher power. Yeah, I would, like I said, go inwards for guidance. Call on your ancestors, whatever you believe in. Call on God, call on angels, your higher self, whatever you believe in, and consult that higher power, because that higher power has a knowing that we don't see here. It's like the giraffe energy can see up over the trees, can see it ahead, and we're on the ground and we can't see, oh, if I make that decision, that's going to happen, the butterfly effect. So take baby steps towards what feels best for you in that particular moment, and don't try and solve the whole Rubik's Cube at once. You're going to make one move at a time. Don't try and win the whole chess game at once. You're going to make one move at a time, is a message coming through. And trust that if you know in your mind where you're working towards, that's where you're going to end up. Ooh, a couple of those flew off so fast they went over here. And it was, TikTok, which Pal One also got. An unfinished symphony. Okay, so there's something here. This has something to do with something being uncompleted, because now you have go the distance, which is about finishing something, and you have unfinished symphony. So I guess the question is it something you want to finish? Is it saying unfinished symphony in the sense of, like, let it be? But I mean, you would want to finish a symphony, wouldn't you? Because that would be something that would be on your heart, something that would be calling you, like a creative project. So you're going to know what this is. Maybe this is about leaving something you're unhappy in to go the distance and Like, for example, if you started a relationship with someone and you had to end it because they moved over here and you have a job here and you feel like that's unfinished, you feel like you wanted to go the distance with them, you wanted to build a life with this person, and it feels like, dot, dot, dot. It feels like it never came to its fulfillment, of that relationship. This reading could be saying, time to walk away from something else, an unhappy relationship maybe that you're in, or if you've put the work in. I don't mean like you're unhappy, you had one argument and walk away. I mean like, this, both of you know this is not right for you, and it's turned hostile. This could be walking away from that and moving towards something else that's calling you. I'm not saying ever, 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 I would never suggest to leave one relationship and hop into another one, but this could be calling you into another creative endeavor, calling you into just another path, or it could just, sometimes the timing is the timing, and it is a relationship that's run its course that you need to walk away from, and just because of comfort or security, you've stayed into it, and there's something unfinished somewhere else that you feel like you never had a chance. I don't know. Or it could be that this relationship it's just feels unfinished. There's a lot going on here. You're going to have to tune in intuitively to what's for you, because it's a general reading. I don't want to be too specific about things and confuse someone who that message is not for. So when you hear a message, of course, if you hear a message and it doesn't feel right to you, or you're like, oh, and you get that tightness in your stomach, I don't like that, that message is not for you. That's why it doesn't align with you. So just leave that for somebody else. If there's 10 people watching, that could be for 1 or 2 people, and you would have received a different word, right? So just tune into what's for you, because there are a lot of different scenarios going on here with the relationship and the work thing. But it's definitely showing that there's new beginnings here. There's a more simplistic option. Things may be feeling a little bit chaotic, but it is going to take a risk in order to kind of address this other unfinished, go the distance energy that's coming up. And it's going to take saying no to something else that you feel bound to, that's kind of been controlling you and keeping you stuck. Energy, yeah. That's kind of giving like this temptation card, this like red kind of Aries energy. A couple things come from that. You could bring you more energy to release yourself from this. Absolutely. When you get out of hostile, toxic, circular situations, you're going to get a lot of energy. Or this could be, it's draining your energy, because it did flip out reverse. So that's something to think about. Consider your energetic state and what that means to you, and how much having a clean auric field that feels sovereign to you matters to you. If you feel like someone's constantly pulling at your energy. Yeah. And then you had passion. Oh God. So this is very interesting, because we cannot deny the 2 red cards here, which is very like fire energy, very Aries energy. I'm not saying you're an Aries, but with the Devil card here, which is also red, and then you had both of them come out reverse. So it's like something that either would bring passion or an energy and that's full of life is either been, diluted a bit, dulled down a bit, or is starting to come back alive up within you. Because both of the meanings kind of make sense in this reading, whether it came out reversed or upright, is that there's a lot of like flame energy here, a lot of fiery, passionate energy here, but where do you want to direct it? And also remember temperance, because of fire can consume, right? And you have the temptation card. So make sure that your passion is lighting you up and giving you energy, but not burning you out and taking and consuming you, and you're becoming obsessive about it and you can't focus on other things, whether it's a creative project or a relationship or a person. But there are fresh starts here, but I do want to get more information. I stopped kind of everywhere. The other piles was more clear. Can we have a little bit more clarity, please, here for pile 3 on what sign they need? Yeah, again, you have balance. So now they're repeating messages with full moon in Pisces. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. And you have the balance card here. So just activating that balance within you, wherever you feel yourself going a little overboard, tempering it. Like, okay, I'm watching a little bit too much TV, so let me pull myself back to 1 show a day, like 1 hour a day. Or I feel myself spending a little bit too much time with this person or thinking about it, so I'm going to make sure that I focus on these creative projects, and then I can answer my texts. You may have to set some things in place in order to temper yourself. I'm a big proponent of that because I know myself, and like I will just like clean all day, you know, like because I get very like involved in things. At, like my other channel, I will like edit a video all day, and or not all day, like all week, like weeks. And there's a point where I have to say, okay, you can spend 2 hours on this today, because I will just keep going. Take time to breathe out. I do feel like your energies, like I feel this passion energy here. I'm speaking faster. I'm feeling very like I want an answer. I want so I do get that it has something to do with either a sense of urgency, like a work visa, or you know, something that has to do with like immigration and timing, or like a contract that has like a deadline, or it has to do with the relationship, because typically you feel that sort of energy where another person is involved. And if you're feeling that kind of like intense about timing or questions or answers, let it breathe out. Because you're not thinking clearly. Trust me, I've been there. Just focus on yourself, like they say. Consult your higher power, your spirit guides, and let the momentum die out. A win-win outcome is forecast. It's so interesting because you have so much of this like 1-1 energy. This could be a twin flame situation just because of 11-11, and this kind of like scales and balance and mirroring kind of coming through, and especially with the intensity of the energy. I mean, for a lot of you, I am just getting this unfinished symphony, go the distance, new beginnings. This is like a new relationship that you want to pursue. If this is your sign, I would say pursue it. That's what's on the table, as long as there's nothing else kind of holding you back. Unless you're feeling like it's binding you, unless you're feeling like it's hostile and it's a temptation that's not good for you, that I wouldn't pursue. I would make sure that this is something that's healthy and balanced and feels good and has a simplicity to it, in the sense of it's kind and it's authentic and it's life-giving and it's supportive and it's gives you room to breathe and space and respects you and your own life and ideas and opinions. I am getting it's not that mixed up with that person, and this is like something else, like a job you have to say no to, or an ex that keeps coming back or something, you know, in order to pursue this other thing. So I am going to leave that there. They drew the reading to a natural close. I hope you got your answer. I hope you got the information you were looking for. But again, please go within. Take this as a guidepost leading you back to yourself. There's some food for thought here. Meditate on it, journal about it, and do your own inner reflection, which I'm sure you would, to find out what exactly the best move is for you next. But again, you have to take risk cards. So it could involve you getting a little bit out of your comfort zone, but reflect on it and see what comes up for you and where you're being guided and led. And I hope this brought you some clarity. Thank you for being here. If you're going to another group, I'll see you there. If not, I'll see you in another reading on another day. Bye.